Hello, this is Michael Paul with New Orleans Scottish Rite College. Over the last few months, I've received a few emails requesting a video on how to help a sick lodge or a lodge in trouble. I've actually given my opinion on ways to help troubled lodges in several longer videos earlier, but I thought that I might be able to do one today more specifically on the question of when helping a lodge may not be possible. I believe that one of the biggest frustrations that individual Masons have with lodges has to do with the direction that the lodges are going. I believe that the question of right and wrong, as far as the direction of a lodge, is very subjective. What's right for one lodge may be completely wrong for the other. I believe that the correct direction for a lodge is a direction desired by most of the members. It's not necessary that all lodges do as you like. In fact, it's not possible. Because individuals have different likes and dislikes, you're going to find different paths taken by different lodges. Of course, there is a new wave in Masonry taking place. The deeper aspects of Masonic philosophy, history, and ritual are desired to be taught in the lodges by more members than in the recent past. But there are also many lodges which are more or less social or charity clubs. The members gather together for an evening of conversation, maybe over a meal, and then some talk to plan out a worthy charitable or social project. There's nothing in the world wrong with this type of lodge, unless the members want something more. There is also nothing in the world wrong with a lodge that teaches Masonic philosophy. This would be a lodge where at any meeting you may find some lecture on any one of the many different deeper aspects of Freemasonry. The problems come when you are in one type of lodge and you expect something else from the lodge experience. Each of these problems would not necessarily be a problem with the lodge, but a problem for you as an individual. If you are not satisfied or happy with what goes on in your lodge, yet the lodge is functioning well, has good attendance, has all the signs of success, then how can anyone say that the lodge is doing something wrong? There is a big difference between a lodge that is floundering, has no direction, and cannot see a successful future for itself, and a lodge that simply operates differently than someone may desire. If you are not satisfied with the direction your lodge is going, but it is clear that the lodge is operating successfully, has no problems, and all of the members are happy, then the problem is yours. Trying to change such a lodge to suit your desires is not only unfair, but rarely possible. Even if you were able to change such a lodge to make it you personally happy, it would likely result in the majority of the members becoming unhappy, and the future success of the lodge could be at question. We need to realistically look at a situation without emotion and try to determine the best course of action for us as individuals and the lodge. There is no shame or harm in realizing that a successful lodge is going in a direction not desired by you. There is no shame in finding a new lodge. Charges that you are being unfair, disloyal, or ungrateful to your lodge because you are leaving are unfounded, spoken without knowledge, and should be disregarded. Everyone has the right to have their own desired Masonic experience. If, however, it is clear that your lodge is in trouble, then you should do all that you can to try and help your lodge. When someone puts out their hand and asks for your help, whenever possible, you should try to help them. But you should note what I just said, as well as noting the qualifying phrase in our obligations. The qualifying phrase is, if possible. Let me try to explain. I remember long ago as a boy, hearing a loud, angry yelling outside my house. I went outside and saw a neighbor doing something very strange. He was staggering down the middle of the street with his head back and arms outstretched, yelling like a wild man. As a child, it shook me. My mother came out, grabbed me, and pulled me back into the house. She told me to stay inside and lock the door. She told me that the neighbor was ill. Years later, she told me more about the story. The neighbor was an alcoholic. His wife had done everything that she could do to try and help him. He would listen to no one. Finally, after going to therapy, fighting with him, threatening him, and doing everything possible, The therapist had a stern conversation with the wife. He told her that there was nothing more that she could do to reach her husband. She said that unless he decided to change, he was not going to do so. He said that unless he made the decision to stop, he was going to continue to drink himself to death. He said that there was nothing more that she could do to force him to change or stop. He told the wife that there was only one thing that she could do if she truly cared about him. She agreed to do it. She took out all of the money from the checking account, went to the grocery, stocked the refrigerator, the freezer, and the cabinets with food, made sure there was not a drop of liquor in the house, and she left him. The therapist said it was necessary for him to reach rock bottom in order to help him. What I saw coming down the street as a boy was the husband reaching rock bottom. The wife could no longer reason with him. She was to blame for his troubles by leaving him. He had broken into the house of another neighbor, stole and drank all of his liquor, and was yelling at his wife and the world in the middle of the street. What has anything of this to do with the trouble in the lodge? Well, we all have free will. Many times we see, believe, and think whatever we want. If a lodge is in trouble, and by that I mean low attendance, trouble filling chairs, in need of calling other lodges for degree work, and all the problems that go along with disinterest in a lodge, that the lodge may or may not recognize that they are in serious trouble. If a lodge does not recognize that they are in trouble, or refuses to do what is needed to bring them back to health, then anyone who tries to help them may be seen as the troublemaker. They may be seen as the problem. Whatever they say or suggest to be done will be seen as the problem. The lodge would be in denial of their real problem and what is needed to fix it. They cannot be reached, and if someone pushes them to make them change this or that in order to help them out, not only will they not do as advised, but they will get angry or see the one giving advice as the problem. In such a case, to continue to try and help will only cause more problems. You need to back away and allow them to see the problem for themselves, or fail as a lodge. We must do all we can to help anyone who asks for our help, but we must also respect that everyone has the right to do as they desire. We should never try to force our will on another. If we are in a situation that we know is not right for us, and the lodge does not wish to change, then we should find a new lodge. If the lodge does not wish to change because they are successful in what they are doing, wish them well. However, if they are in obvious trouble, and you realize that if they do not change, they will possibly fail at some point, then take a few extra steps with them. Try to make them see that it is in their best interest to change. However, we must realize that there is a point when offering help becomes harassment. No matter how much we may want to help, we must realize that sometimes the very best help that we can give is to walk away. No matter how much it hurts, we cannot help someone who does not want to be helped. By pushing our help, we may not only aggravate a bad situation, but we may be denying others who are ready and willing to accept our help. We have to know when the desire to help becomes a desire to just get our own way. Walking away is sometimes the most Masonic thing that can be done. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has been of some help. If you like the channel, please subscribe to us. See you next time.